know him as Sacaiah Shaw. There we go. Come on.
Woo! Yeah.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Yeah.
So the story that I'm telling today, it's a storytelling show. So I'm telling the story about my evening with Elvis. Okay. Panagos, you were there for a little bit of this, actually.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So, fast forward, I don't know, it was like a year or 2 years ago. I'm at the Comedy Store and hanging out, me and Asher, and we're there. We decide after a long day there that we should go get some pizza at Joe's, right? So we walk up to Joe's. We run into Panagos and Misha there, okay? And we're sitting outside, and I walk inside. I'm standing in line, and I meet this veteran who I later find out was homeless. I meet him in line at Joe's, and he walks up to me, and the first thing he said to me, he goes, "Do you know why I fought for this country?" And I said, "Why?" And he said, "So motherfuckers like you could do whatever the fuck you want." So I said, "God bless America, dude. Thank you. I appreciate your service. Thank you." And he goes, "Well, you should be grateful. You fucking fought for this country. Follow me on Facebook." And I was like, "All right, what's your name, dude?" And he goes, "Elvis." And I said, "Elvis?" And he goes, "Yes. You want to know why?" And I said, "Why?" And he did this. Any more questions? I was like, "Yeah, I got a couple more questions, actually." But yes, I'll follow you on Facebook. I said, "Okay, so what do I type in? Elvis?" And he said, "No, you type in Fred Houston." I was like, "Okay," so I typed in Fred Houston, and I pull him up, and it's a picture of him with like a bunch of cheerleaders. And I said, "Is this you?" And he said, "I fucked the two closest to me that night." And I was like, "Oh shit, like Fred's about his shit." He said, "Scroll to the left, look at my old profile picture." And I scroll to the left. It's a picture of a boat. And he goes, "That's my boat." Now this boat had a Google Images picture on the bottom right corner of the screen. So I'm like, "Oh, this guy is fucking, he's gonna be fun." So I'm walking in line, and after he shows me his boat, he looks at me and he goes, "I'll take a pepperoni." And I was like, "Oh, am I buying you pizza now?" He said, "Absolutely." I was like, "Okay, well, you just go and head outside, sit with the rest of them, we'll be out in a bit." So I bought my pizza. I was broke as shit at the time, so I only bought my pizza. I didn't buy him pizza. I feel bad. I should have bought him pizza now, but I didn't buy him pizza. So I walk outside with my pizza. I sit down at the table. Fred looks at me and he goes, "I see you didn't get my pepperoni." And I said, "No, I didn't. I'm sorry, I'm broke." And he said, "Sucks for you." He said, "Because if you had bought me that pepperoni, I would have bought you a house." And I said, "Okay, if you buy me a house, I'll buy you that pepperoni." He said, "That's not how this works." I was like, "Okay, for sure, bro." And he was like, "You know why I could have bought you a house?" And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because my dad died. And when my dad died, he gave me $27 billion, kid." That's what he said. And I said, $27 billion? I said, "Then why are you hanging out at Joe's?" He said, "Because I like seeing the real things." I'm like, "Okay." And we're sitting with Misha. Y'all know Misha can speak Russian. Fred goes, "I was in the army. I spoke 12 languages. And Misha goes, "Which languages?" And he said, "Russian." And Misha goes, "I speak Russian." And they hit him with a fluent Russian sentence. And Fred said, "Very good." He was the funniest guy I've ever met. He was hilarious. Oh my God. And we're sitting out there by Joe's. And we just start hanging out with him and just shooting the shit and talking. He's harassing every woman that walks by the way. Every single one. He doesn't care if she's with a man or nothing. He just walks up to, like, he walked up to this Armenian couple, and he just taps the woman on her shoulders, and he goes, "Get your man's attention." And then she tapped him, and he looked at him, and he said, "You know why your woman is the most beautiful woman in the world?" And he'd go, "Why?" And he said,
because women are always right.
What?
And the guy would just be like, okay. And then after the awkward silence, he would just... And then he'd walk back over to us and sit down and continue the conversation. But we had a lot of good times with him. Like he was sitting there. He was telling me about the time when he was 27 and he brought his 16-year-old girlfriend to Mexico. I said, pedophile. And he looked at me and said, I'll break your neck right now. And I said, what? That's some pedophilistic shit. He said, you didn't even hear the end of the story. I said, I heard the beginning. It was a pedophilistic beginning. That's what I'm saying. And he's like, just listen to the rest of the story. I said, okay. He said, I brought my 16-year-old girlfriend to Mexico. And her dad didn't like it. He tried to kill me. I said, yeah, that's right. He said, it didn't work. You want to know why? I said, why? He said, I'm like, all right, Fred, hell yeah, dude. I had fun with him, dude. It was really fun. We hung out with him for like an hour, dude. It was so much. It was a lot of fun. And then we got to the point where we wanted to go, watch Don close out the Comedy Store. So we all tell him, like, hey, man, it's time to go. I think you guys had left by this point. And it's just me and Asher and our friend Noah. And we're like, hey, man, we got to leave. Like, we're going to go up to the Comedy Store, watch the rest of the show. It was really nice to meet you. We shake his hand, da-da-da-da, and we walk off. We go back to the Comedy Store. We go in. We watch Don. We come out, and we're standing outside the patio. I'm facing this way towards the Andaz. Asher's facing this way, and our friend Noah's standing here, and he's facing this way. And he said, is that Elvis? And I turned around, and he was walking through the middle of Sunset Boulevard on the street, just... just making his way to the Comedy Store, and he gets over there, and he walks right up in front of us, and he goes, I was a veteran. It's impolite to leave without me saying goodbye. And I said, we already said goodbye, Fred. And he said, we want to hear a story? I was like, yeah, Fred, I do want to hear a story. He said, good, because I only had 6 bullets and I killed 80 men.
What?
I said, how does that make any sense? And he said, you ever play Call of Duty? And I said, yes. And he said, collateral, that's how you do it. And I was like, all right, Fred, hell yeah, dude. He looked at Asher. He was like, were you in the military? Asher said, yeah, I was in the Marines. He said, what was your MOS? Dick sucker? Every time I talked, he would tell me to shut the fuck up. And then I'd be like, why are you so mean to me? And he'd say, you forgot to laugh. I thought you were a comedian. I was making a joke. And I go, it wasn't funny, Fred. He said, why don't you shut the fuck up? I say, stop being mean, Fred. He said, you forgot to laugh. He was a really interesting guy. And it got to the point, it was like 2 a.m. at this point. Comedy Store's closed. We're just hanging out outside. And he was a really fun guy, and it got to the point where we all had to leave because we all had jobs and families. So we look at Fred and we're like, hey, man, it's about time for us to get out of here. And he said, that's disrespectful. And we were like, all right. And then Asher looked at him and Asher said, hey, Fred, somebody's disrespecting the troops. And Fred went like this. Just walked away. Just absolutely walked away, left the scene. It was like, oh shit, like we actually got rid of him. It was that easy. That's crazy. And as we were walking back up, he ran back and he caught us and said, I didn't find him. And we were like, all right, Fred, that's cool. And now at this point, we really have to go. So we go, hey, Fred, real quick, cover your eyes, cover your ears, and sing the national anthem. And he said, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early? He sang the whole anthem. And as he had his eyes closed and his ears covered, we walked away. We walked to our cars. And as we were parked up in the Andaz parking lot, so as we get up there and turn the corner, I look back, and he was looking up at me like this. And I forgot to mention during this story, every time there was a lull in the conversation, he would jump into the street, and I would like pull him back onto the sidewalk. I'd be like, Fred, stop going into the street, Fred. Let's hang out some more, right? So when he saw me walking away, he looked up at us like that, and he just walked this way. And I was like, well, hopefully there was no cars in the street when he did that.
Yeah.
And then I heard, I was like, that's not good. And I ran back down there, and Fred was laying on the ground in front of the Comedy Store. He was bleeding from his head. It was crazy. I called the ambulance. They told me straighten his legs, make sure he doesn't move them. So I'm sitting there holding him. We tied our shirt around his head so he wasn't bleeding too much. And the ambulance got there. The EMT flashed the flashlight in his eyes. Fred woke up and looked at him, and the EMT said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Elvis." And the EMT went, "He's delusional." And I said, "No, he's actually very, very sane right now. That's exactly what he was saying 2 hours ago." Anyway, that's the story of my evening with Elvis. Thank you. Give it up for DK, everybody.
What a fucking ride, man. That's insane.
That was great.
All right, next up. He is an indie comic legend. He has the abstract humor of a brilliant artist. He's